Hi guys, it's Chris from ICU Paranormal in South Australia here. I'm just going to do a little project. I've been looking on the net to fit a K2 with a buzzer. I got the cheaper K2 in from overseas. As you can see, works like a normal K2. If I give it some EMF, we can get it going, no problems at all, works fine. But the only thing with this one is it doesn't have a buzzer. So there are a couple of little hacks you can do with it. So I'm just going to show you one of the hacks now. Alright, so first off, you've got a couple of different types of buzzers. I'll just connect one up for you. Turn the voltage down. So this is just my little play area where I make a few of the ghost hunting equipment. Modify motion sensors, stuff like that we can use. But anyway, so you can get a couple of types. You can get a square type. They're all pretty cheap from overseas. This is what this one sounds like. So pretty annoying. But you can still use them. Depends what you like. I'll show you the one I'm going to use. You can get thinner profile, which is probably better. But I'll give you a demo of what this one's going to sound like. So we'll just connect that one up. And connect that one up. The job itself doesn't take too long. Whatever, if I connect it properly. It's not that hard. Red to red, black to black. So that's the sound I want to put into it. So that's the one I'm going to use. So I'll show you quickly. So you've got the K2. I've just got the sheet down here because I usually use work on the metal bench surface. But anyway, all we're going to do is remove the two screws. And you'll notice some difference between the American ones and the cheaper ones. But they generally work the same. There's a few minor differences. But if you lay them side by side, componently wise, they're similar. So you've got the cheaper battery, you know it's a cheaper one. Just be gentle when you pull the board out. Just want to lever it out. So there's the board. So the quickest and easiest hack is basically they're going to run it across from one resistor to another resistor. So basically, if you look at the IC, they're going to jumper it from one side of the resistor to the other side of the second resistor. So the easiest way to do that, if you're not sure, as some people have been saying, but if you look at turn it over, if you go the third pin along, this LED pin, and if you follow that LED pin right back, it brings it to the other side of one of the resistors, which is there. So it's a lot easier to follow that around and just use the third pin on the LED there. This is the IC chip here. So you see the double above it. We're going to use the third one down. The fourth one down is basically jumpering the resistor that's in there. So we're going to go across. So one leg we're going to put here, and one leg on the third pin. So I normally put the positive on the third pin. It doesn't really matter, but I'll show you anyway. I'll just make sure you got your soldering iron. Tint your wires. I'm just going to do it quickly just to show you that it does work. Alright. So what I'm going to do here, tint my wires, just to make it easier when I put it on. So this is the first step to making sure it works. So accept no liability if someone wants to do it. Just make sure you don't bridge anything out. I'm not responsible if someone stuffs it up or shorts something out. So third pin along, all I'm going to do to test it is run it up and down. Could have done that one a bit better. And then once again, the IC row, you got two, it's the third one down. So we're going to run it long ways so it doesn't bridge on anything going crosswise, because that's where the track, if you can, I don't know if you can see, but basically the track, the third one down, goes this way and up to the IC pin. So if I lay it on here, it's only going to short out in its own track. Right, that's how the first solder joint should have been done. So now we've got basically the screener, the two wires connected. I'll turn it back over, connect the battery. What I'll do is I'll turn it on, and as you can hear, you've got audio. So I've given this a bit of a test run previously. We'll just pump some, I'll just pump some as you can hear there, it's like the chirping. And it does go solid when you get a full, as you can see there, full yellow, and then it will die off. It does work if you bridge jump the one resistor, but it's this sensitive from the green up, but I'm not sure at this stage what damage that may or may not do. So at the moment, this variation seems to work. Now what I'm going to do next, I'll leave it at that. I'm basically going to try to fit this into this box, and I'm going to put an inline switch. So what I'm going to do is find a little switch which I've got floating around. You want a little micro switch. I should have plenty floating around. I'll get one in a minute. And then I'm going to put that switch in line, probably with a positive, and then I'm going to mount the switch on the board. So I'll show you what I've done when I've finished.